We are live, Corrisa. So good to have you back once again. Corrisa Grant, creator and writer of Redemption, Worthy Chaos. I was just showing off my my issue or my book 1, and book 2 is available. We'll talk about that. But you got a new title that we want to get into. But before we do that, Corrisa, how's things been with you? I always call you like the hardest working indie creator. I don't know how you keep up with like Marvel and DC with the amount of stuff that you put out. It's crazy.
Oh my, it was so funny because my Redemption series, 12 just came out and 13 is coming out February 17th, but I already have up to 17 made. In fact, I just got the draft for like a page in 18. So I have 5 ahead. So I could have been really smart and just done 5 Kickstarters this year, got out of debt, all that fun stuff. Just did my Kickstarters, get my money, blah, blah, blah. I started a new series instead. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I got really upset.
You might have an addiction problem, but you might have, I think you enjoy what you do. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a fine line between passion and stupidity, and I haven't found out which side I'm more on, but I'm right on that line. So, but yeah, I got really excited about this series. So Redemption is more of a horror adventure action thing. It's pretty much nonstop running survival horror. So the Western is the same characters, but in their previous life in the 1800s. So it's 1880, and the ending directly connects to Redemption. In fact, the ending of this life is why Redemption is so messed up. So we actually always had the ending because it's what sparks Redemption, However, I was so excited for them to be in the Western. And I was like, we should do some more of the Western, and then I was like, oh, well, they never really get to like just be hunters because Redemption is effing insane. And we were going to do a spinoff where they kind of went hunting. But I like the idea of the Western instead. So in the Western, she's a supernatural hunter. And Draven was a gangster, of course, because what else would he be? But in this one, they never have to go through that 10 years of separation. So there's 2 things that means. One, and I didn't even realize this when I'm writing it, because as you know, I have no control over what's written. It was like, we've already got 20 issues written. So I really started like 3 months ago. But she doesn't curse as much because me, my character curses all the time. So it was like issue 12. I'm like, she does not curse as much. Like, why doesn't she curse? I have no idea. My only reasoning is she never had that 10-year separation. So she's not like cold-hearted and bitchy and like all that stuff. That's my only thought process. The other thing is their powers come out sooner. So like issue 2, you could start to see hints of his demon and her angel coming out because they, again, never had that separation. So they kind of, they're more powerful together. And them together is kind of what sparks everything, of course. So it's kind of cool to have that because we didn't get to write that until like, oh my God, series 3, I think, the one after Redemption, Conviction. I think the end of Conviction is where their powers start to show, but it's still not as powerful as this one. So it's kind of cool to see. I'm not going to lie. But so in the Western, one of the main events, quote unquote, is that they have to hunt down all of these. There's 20 of them. There's more than 20 in it. There's like at least 30, 40 cryptids, but they need to get ingredients from 20 of them. The only problem is they can't kill them. So they have to like get like the antler of a Wendigo without killing it, which, it's not easy. And there's 2 reasons why I did that. One, obviously I love to torture my characters because can't make it easy for them. But 2, I didn't think everyone would want me killing off their cryptids. So we went with, maybe 1 or 2 die or whatever, but generally, they have to kind of get without killing them. But this is my Bigfoot. I don't know if for those older like me that like have seen Alf, but to me, he's like Alf. Look at this.
Wow, thing's huge.
He's 3 feet tall. He's huge. And fortunately for me, my client bought one of them, which means I could drive him over. So I'm super excited. I don't have to ship him. But there is 2 more available, so we'll see. Feel free to not buy him, people, because he's huge. I know he'll sell. I have a Bigfoot convention in I think June. It's in Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah.
So I'm okay not shipping him if anyone doesn't want to buy him. Also, my husband wants one. I don't know.
Why not? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, a Yeti one's getting made now too. Which is really funny because there's no Yeti in my story. But I had posted the Bigfoot sticker, and someone said, "Can you just do the color like a Yeti so that I can get it?" And I was like, "All right, whatever." So I did the color like the Yeti, and then I was like, "Well, if I'm gonna do the color like the Yeti, I might as well." I mean, I made pins for him. I made metal pins, and the mold is $100 per cryptid. Wow. But the Yeti has the same mold, so I might as well get more Yeti. So I got Yeti. So yeah, that kind of went down a rabbit hole of merchandise.
You always have some awesome merchandise, though. You are the merchandise queen, I think, Corrisa. You have most unique stuff.
Let me tell you something. I was called the queen of merch for Redemption, and this is a whole other level because every single issue has new cryptids, either in the background or they interact with. Generally, the first 4 issues they're in the background, so you know what's coming eventually. Then they start to interact more with them. But every issue has at least 2 to 3 new ones, which means, of course, I have plushies for 2 to 3 new ones each one. Do you know what a squonk is? He's not very well known.
Squawk. I think I've heard of it before. So, is it?
This is a squonk. Mine's a lot cuter than he should be. Picture pretty much a Shar-Pei dog or a really, really, really wrinkled pig. So what this cryptid is, and this is literally all this cryptid does, I kid you not, he sits in the woods and cries about how ugly he is. So one of the ingredients is his tears. So, Seraphina is an angel, so she has to like comfort him. So she comforts him and he stops crying because now they can't get the tears. So of course Draven's like, I'll just shoot him then, pulls out his gun and the thing starts wailing. So he's like, problem solved. But because of this, and this was not intentional, the damn thing follows her around all the time. So Draven hates it, wants to shoot it all the time. She's like, he's so cute, leave him alone. So they're adorable. So he became like my favorite character. So
yeah. Well, how long has it been the plan to kind of a prequel to Redemption? Have you always had that in the background as something you wanted to do?
So we did always want to do a prequel. There's actually two prequels that were kind of one's like kind of probably going to be in flashback. So the thing about Seraphina and Draven is they're soulmates. One's an angel, one's a demon, and every life they get reincarnated into, they meet up. They don't have any memories. They just feel that attraction, and they do that. So for the first time, because again, I don't know what's coming when I write it. For the first time, I wrote their original origin, which I never had before, and it was very cool because I had just had it in a dream, and I was like, oh, I got to get up and write that. So of course I had to get up and write that. So that was cool. So that's the prequel of prequels, And then the Western, like I said, we always had the ending, and we always wanted to do a prequel, but we just never pictured like we always said, oh yeah, we'll do a Western someday or whatever. But it was like on the same day, we were kind of like, oh, cowboy hats? Yeah, cowboy hats. All right. So now we got a Western. And let me tell you something. When I say we had nothing planned for this, it's not even overstatement. We had nothing planned. I sat down and wrote it, and 4 seconds later, it's like, we're gonna hunt down cryptids. She's like, whatever. So we've been on this whirlwind of like, you're insane. And I was like, I know. So I have all the ingredients listed out of all the cryptids they're gonna hang into. We're on issue. There's 2 different sections we have written. So I think the section we're on now is like issue 13, and I think we've caught like 10. So we're halfway through. I have no idea how long this series is going to be because after they're collected, there's a whole other section with necromancers. So we just know the ending, so we can end it at any time. We're just so obsessed with it right now that it's not. For anyone that doesn't know, I write. I lead the charge in the story. We never have any thought process whatsoever. We'll talk out ideas like, oh, we should do this and we should do that. So I write Seraphina. And then my co-writer writes everything Draven. So when you read them, there's two different personalities. You can tell instantly who's mine because my character pretty much talks nonstop and barely thinks. And then the other one thinks all the time and barely talks. And that is us to a T. So we might do a podcast at one point with the cryptids, like she's going to go on, but I'm probably going to do all the talking. And also, which this is just came into my brain 2 days ago. So of course, I have no thought process. It's just going to happen. I'm going to be doing a cryptid of the month for people that I ship them every month. One all the stuff from the cryptid, from one cryptid a month. I already have 4 people that want to do it. There's going to be different tiers. Like the first tier is going to be the journal, which we can talk about. And then it comes with, I think the first one's Wendigo. So you'll get the sticker, the cryptid page for the journal. It's going to have little facts on the back, like if you find it in the wild or whatever. A bookmark and the sticker, the bookmark, the page, and like a postcard, small print, whatever. And then the next tier is the metal tier, which is the metal pin, metal trading card, metal bookmark, and a magnet. And then the next tier is the 3D printed statues that you can paint or leave, which I'm so obsessed with these things. And what's really funny about these is these are literally handmade first, and then it's scanned. So this is a 3D print of the handmade statue. So I have handmade statues back there. And it's my favorite thing because it costs pretty much half of what it is to get someone to do the file of it. Most wanted like $250 to do it. And you don't get anything physical. It's just the file. So this, I get that and that. And then, or you can combine all 3. I am going to have like some combining or whatever. Like if you want like the paper version, the first one, and add the pin, you can. And then every month in the newsletter, there'll be like add-ons you can do. Like if you want like the Wendigo plushie, or of course I have pillows,
Carissa, where do you put all this stuff?
Oh my God. My husband says he's going to build
house full of just your...
It's all jammed into this room. So my husband yesterday said we should build an extension on the back of the house. So you can have your whole office upstairs, and then you go down the stairs and there's the storage where all like the hardcovers and the comic books are and the extra plushies and everything. And I was like, well, now this needs to happen because this is like tax deductible, right? So we are looking into that. But now I'm obsessed with the idea. Like I'm obsessed with the idea of this.
I think you have been obsessed since Redemption 1.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Carissa. You're obsessed. I don't think that surprises anybody at all.
It's so funny because somebody said to me, obviously another creator, was like, how could you have 5 issues ahead? What if they don't sell? I was like, oh, these are for me. Like, selling them is a bonus from my credit card.
You're doing really well on your Kickstarter. I mean, it's very impressive. Yeah. Congratulations, as it should be. You work so hard, and your story is so fun. So congratulations, it's a lot. So I have a question, right? So we have Devastation. We have Devastation 1 coming out.
Yeah.
What does this do to Redemption, and what does that look like? Because you're so far ahead on Redemption.
Yeah.
How are you going to kind of layer those? Because you're obviously pretty far ahead already on this other. Like, how are you going to plan on like releasing these through Kickstarter and stuff moving forward?
So every other month. Okay. So it gives people between them, if they only collect one, they get a break. And if you don't collect one, you're screwed. And it's every month. But there'll be 4 weeks between each Kickstarter. So this one will end on the 24th, I believe. I think it's 24th. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, February 17th, is issue 13. And then 4 weeks after that ends, it'll be that one. So it goes back and forth. There's 8 campaigns this year. So yeah, I hope the economy does get better.
Fingers crossed. That's just insane. Do you know of another indie creator that is produced? Yeah, you already know the question. That is putting out as much as you're putting out. Like, that's really hard to do, Carissa. You almost have to be a mad woman to be able to do something like this at that kind of a rate. It's insane.
Yeah, it's the average indie creator is 3 to 4 a year. And usually they don't have it in hand when they do it. I do, because like, for example, I was so mad. So I had pre-ordered plushies because everyone wanted a Hellhound. So I pre-ordered it, and I ordered it in July. I had the campaign in October, and I had ordered 2 of them. So at the same time, I got half my order of my vampire chameleon bats, Chatty. I don't know if you read that far yet, but Chatty. And I did not get my Hellhounds. So I was complaining to the company, like, where's the tracking number for this? Like, why can't I see it anywhere? So they didn't want to tell. They kept saying, we'll let you know when it's close. We'll let you know when you're close. This is like October. So I finally, like a weekend, I was like, you drive me crazy. I was like, I need the tracking number. So they give it to me. They just made it was created the day I asked where the check. So they forgot to ship it. And now I just talked to them 2 weeks ago because I threatened their ass. And I said, what's going on with my plushies? And they're like, well, it's stuck in customs, not because of my order, but because it's on a ship. Someone else's order has a copyright issue. And I was like, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding me. Like, you never told me this. I have no idea. It's been like 4 or 5 months. So I refunded the people that wanted it. Well, I did actually ask 2 of them because I don't really know them that well. I was like, here, have your refund. A couple of them wanted to keep it. And actually, one I said, here's your refund. And my campaign's live. And he literally went and bought another plushie. So I was like, that's a true fan right there.
See that, Carissa, because you're so far ahead and you're able to feel so fast. In the indie world, right? I think a lot of people want to support indie, but they're always worried that, I'm going to get into this after 1 or 2 issues, and then I'll never know what happens in the story. And it's just real frustrating. Anybody listening, you don't have to worry about Carissa. She's a year ahead of everybody on what she's writing. So and she does not care whether she makes money or not. This is such a passion. Obviously, you need to make money to keep this going.
It helps.
It helps, right? But
electricity on.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be in the dark and you'll still be writing comics, Carissa.
Yeah, if I ever lose my house, you'll see me doing podcasts, but there'll be like a library behind me or a Starbucks or something. But for now, we still have it, and my husband hasn't abandoned me, so we're doing good.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah. So Redemption ends issue 23, and to me, and this is going to sound bad, to me, it's a soft ending. Like they're out of the bad situation they're in. They're in a safe spot for them. And so they're having like, a nice moment, which of course is going to torture everybody in 4 seconds. But it's got a nice moment, and I ended it there for Redemption only because Conviction is such an intense, crazy story that they leave that spot and get taken to a crazy nightmare island where they go to hell and they fight with Davies and they have all this stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to separate the 2. Otherwise, it's a 50-issue series.
Yeah.
So I have Redemption and I have Conviction, and Conviction has a very good ending. It ties up most things. They defeat who they had to defeat. And then series 3 is Resurrection, which is another life, but still connected to what happened in the last one. They're all connected in a line. And then that one's already written, of course, and is 30 issues. And then that has my favorite ending. That wraps up every single thing. And if I leave out one really depressing line, I can end it there without any issue. But after that, series, what am I on? 4? 4 is we're in the works now, and there's like 5 books there. So there's another 30 issues there. The only problem with that is if I was to release that, and of course these are like 80 issues, going to take forever to end anyway. If I was to release that, I'd have to release 5 because that's the war. So like 4 directly ends with the war where they team up with the Egyptian gods, the Greek gods fighting heaven, hell, and Celtic gods. So that's an even longer secret, but that is not written yet. So right now, if I was to pick where I was going to end, it would be from the beginning of Devastation to like issue 80 of the Redemption line. So like that's a total of 100 and something issues. So, but I promise that Redemption will be done. So either way, you'll have the soft ending. If it's popular enough or my house is still standing, we'll probably go do Conviction. So. Yeah, that's the goal. Anyway, there's only
I guarantee it. I would put my money on.
I can guarantee Redemption will be done. So you don't have to worry about that. I think there's 5.5 issues left. Like half of 18 through 23 is all there is to. I say all like it's nothing, but it's getting drawn now. The scripts are already handed in and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so with the Western, we have the first 12, 15 issues, and then we have part of the second series where they're hunting, they're fighting with the Clotters, and the necromancers are going to come, and we haven't written all that yet, but some of it's already written. Then of course the ending's written. But we're having so much fun with the Western. Like, and it was fun to start over too, like how because when we first started writing, we had literally met like the 2 days before. Like, it was like we weren't writing these characters. I had this story idea for 11 years, well, 10 years before I met my co-writer. Yeah. And I had like written with like tons of really great writers, and they all wanted the story. And I was like, nope, not you. And then I met my co-writer, and like, she sent me one reply, and I was like, want to roll? She's like, I don't take rolls, but yes. And I was like, okay, done. So I sent her like a 4,000 page chapter, 4,000 word chapter. And that was it. We've been writing nonstop for 4.5 years now. And it wasn't supposed to be released. It was just for fun. And then we realized, hey, we've got like 16 novels. We should probably do something with this. And here we are. And I said the infamous words, how hard can this be? And it's like the hardest effing thing I've ever done. So how hard can it be? So.
Well, I can't wait. Your hardbound is beautiful, by the way. I love it. And so I'm going to show you. This is what I have a feeling you're going to have here very soon. You're going to have an omnibus.
Have
an omnibus.
I want one. Yeah, I absolutely want one. I mean,
you're going to be there probably by the end of this year, because they're usually about 50 issues. So maybe by next year you'll have enough to do that.
Well, I'll probably put all of Redemption together. That's 23 issues.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. So you know what sucks in a way? I don't care because I wanted it out. But technically, I could have gotten paid for 4 more issues because there's 96 extra pages in the issues 1 through 13. So because some of them are 44 pages, I don't charge any extra for that. So it's 44 pages, it's 38 pages, 32 pages, but I just wanted it to end where I wanted it to end. With the Western, though, I got smart, and there's only 24 pages, and I fixed Redemption so that there's only 24 pages. That way it's not as, I think, honestly, I could have probably made like $9,000 extra with those 4 issues, at least, because it's $3,000 I usually get each. But this was way more fun because we'd only be up to like what? 4 issues. Oh my god, that'd be so boring. 4 issues less. Yeah, no, that's no fun. We had to get to the good part. So and 14 on, like, people make fun of me of how tough it is for my characters. Like, they never have a breather. It's like, oh, it hasn't even started, dear. Wait till you get to issue 14. Like 14 on is crazy, and then Conviction is like double as hard because it's like them on an island, and the island is overrun with all these monsters and all this stuff. They get sent to hell. She loses her soul. They have to get it back. All this stuff happens. So nothing important. So
nothing important. It's all water under the bridge. Is it kind of nice to get a break from one storyline and be able to kind of dig into these characters in a different way? Is it kind of refreshing, or you don't really need that? You just enjoy it anyways?
Well, I will say what was super fun about the Western is we did kind of get to start over, but they knew they cared about each other, but you got to go through that doubt again. Yeah. Like, like the will they, won't they kind of thing. Like, we know they will, but they don't. And they're still in the doubt phase where they're like, okay, well, she's an angel. Why would she want anything to do with me? I'm a demon. And he kept thinking, she hunts and kills demons. Why would she not kill me? And then we have the whole thing where, so in Redemption, I don't know if you've noticed this, but in Redemption, the fathers never talk to them because when we wrote it, the fathers didn't even appear until the end of Conviction. They were not even around, but I added them so that you knew that they weren't just human, because that's no fun. And I'm glad I did, because they're funny as hell, the banter back and forth and all that shit. But in this, they show up, I think, at the end of like issue 3. So they come in and they're like messing with their heads. Like, you realize that, I mean, the father's like, we created Draven to get you to fall in love with them, to trick you into handing you to me. And so of course she's thinking, really? Like, I don't feel like he does. And then he's like, I did? Like, I don't remember that. And then it was like this whole thing. So that's super fun. And then getting to write the origins was awesome to have, like, this pure demon and just coming after her and not knowing why he doesn't want to do what he does. And it's super fun to get to have them relate that way and the doubt in their mind, and as a reader, you get to read both sides of their thoughts, and you're kind of like, how do you not know that she can't read his thoughts. Like, she doesn't know what he's thinking. And that's kind of fun, that doubt that they have, him saying, oh, I really want to kiss her, but I don't want to scare her off. And it's so fun to have that, like, that growing period of doing this. So that was fun, because when we started Redemption, we were getting to know each other. So the characters, they didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
And we didn't know each other. We were just writing, and you can tell how we wrote it that eventually they start to get closer and closer together, because we started becoming closer and closer together. But now that we had that ahead of time, it was kind of cool to do it knowing that they're actually gonna be together. So yeah, it's fun. I liked it. It was kind of a nice break. I kind of like that they get to have, like, this situation where it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not slow at all, but it's not fast paced like Redemption. They can literally stop and talk. Mm-hmm. Like, they have that, like, they're in front of a fire and they can kind of flirt a little, kind of do that, and all that stuff. And it's kind of nice to have that. Obviously, I love adding in these cryptids and them doing all this stuff. And I really like that. And having Seraphina's personality be so much, I don't say gentler, because she's still a badass, but so much more, not jaded as she is in Redemption. Like, in Redemption, she's like this cold, hard bitch, it's just like, her whole life has been taken away from me. And you have to get past that. And even when they're reunited, then they have that doubt again. Yeah. So this was nice. So I love Western, and of course seeing it drawn with the cowboys and the horses and trying to get around the whole thing when they're separated. There's no cell phone. Like, how are you gonna figure out she's in danger and all that stuff? So it was really fun. And what's really funny about how I write, I don't know half the reasons why I do things. So if you noticed in Redemption, Camiel, who's an angel, has no wings. There's no wings. And I never knew why, because Ramnell has wings, so why wouldn't, Camiel have wings? I found out in issue 2 of Western, and I was like, I didn't see that coming. So I'm shocked as you guys when I'm writing this shit. I even said to my co-writer, I was like, I know why he doesn't have wings. And Jess is like, what? I was like, I know why he doesn't have wings. Like, we just accepted the fact that he had no wings and moved on. And then I was like, oh, I know why. So it's kind of weird to have that kind of story. All these stupid writers know what they're writing. They don't know what they're missing.
Well, let's take a look. I'm going to share my screen. I would love to kind of share.
Can you show the video? It's like a minute.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, all my other ones are like, what, 10, 20 minutes, because they're like every issue. It's kind of nice to have one. My normal Kickstarters have 40 tiers, and this is just starting out, so we only have 27. So yeah, in there. Isn't she gorgeous there? I love that.
Like, when you go, like, I don't know how much we want to, let's see. How do I get back in after I've already pledged? Let's see.
It doesn't let you scroll down?
Yeah, here it goes. I'm sorry. Just see some of the covers.
Yeah.
Look at this cover right
here.
Look at
that one. So this is the Derek Chu, for anyone that doesn't know. He is a Marvel DC artist. He redesigned the outfit. He did indeed. He's like, I hope you don't mind, I redesigned it. I was like, oh, okay. I'm sure.
It barely fits, by the way, everybody.
I'm uncomfortable looking at that bra. I'm like, oh, that looks painful.
I just hope my wife doesn't walk in. She's like, what are you doing?
What? But let me tell you something. Not that anyone's going to look that high up, but she's got a gorgeous face. I mean, she looks absolutely phenomenal.
This is where you're like, oh, wow, she's beautiful. And then you go down here and you're like, she has a face?
She has a face? I already ordered another cover from him, depending on how long it takes for him to get to it, because he's really busy. Right now, I think it's April. Yeah. But if it's longer than that, it's going to be a beach scene. If not, there's going to be a couple between, because every time I order one, I'm ordering another one. But there's a beach scene, because sounds wrong. I really wanted a cover where she's like looks wet, because he draws water really well. So I was like, I kind of want to see her wet, but she's in a hot spring in issue 3. I think it's 3. So I'm like, no, that's too soon. He's not gonna get it done. But in 9 or 10, there's a beach scene. I was like, oh, she could be in the beach. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, he's phenomenal. Even he said, he's like, this is one of my sexiest covers. I was like, it's a good cover.
It's sexy. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
it's definitely
a good
sexy.
Cover.
This
yeah.
one also
has actually a background to it.
yeah. I didn't even know there was a background.
I barely look behind her, but I mean, if you can, there's a background.
Yeah, she's like in a graveyard, it looks like, right?
Yeah, she's in a graveyard. Yeah. I didn't plan anything. I just said draw her. I said the only stipulation was there was 3. She had to be, well, besides being a blonde, brown hair, whatever, she had to be in a cowboy outfit, a cowgirl outfit, have a gun, and she could not be nude or topless. But I wanted sexy, and I am not this sounds so wrong, me saying, I'm not an ass person. She had to have her boobs showing. So I was like, she has to be facing forward. And she just looks gorgeous. So yeah. This is my favorite. Yeah. That's why this Kickstarter did so good. I hope people read the story, but this is why.
Well, I will tell you, man, there's an entire fan base that just collects this type of not good for work, whatever that NS.
Not safe for work.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. They I mean, and some of the comics you see on Kickstarter, that's all it is. You read the comic, you're like, what is this? It's just the cover, right? So
also he has a huge following of 70,000 people.
Oh,
so wow. Obviously not everyone will see like the post or anything, but they are collectors and they went all for it. That's why there's so many rare ones like 5 out of 5 or 10 of 10, because that's for them. I mean, we just want to read the story, but it's for them. But yeah, awesome. If you want to show the video, it came out pretty good. My friend Blake did it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. I love the demons coming out of them. I love the demons in this. It's my shortest video yet, but yeah.
Boy, yeah. Well done, Chris. That's great. Yeah. So let's go back. So here is.
Okay. So here's the fun part. If you've ever watched the show Supernatural, want to be a supernatural hunter. So this is the journal that you see. You're not required. You're not going to miss anything except the pages. But if you want to follow along, you get this in the add-ons, or there's a tier for it. I think it's $14, and it comes with the pages, the Wendigo and the Bigfoot. So what happens is every single Kickstarter will have new pages. And if you buy the journal, the pages are free. And as long as you pledge on the next campaign with that, whatever pages it is, then you get the pages for free, or you could buy them later on if you miss it in the add-ons, which it'll be like $1 or something. But so then you have the this one doesn't have my pages, they're upstairs. But so you can keep the pages in the beginning, but then they have blank ones here to keep track if you want, or you could put the stickers on there because there's a sticker for every cryptid. So it's going to have that. And we're also going to do
your comic, right?
Huh?
It's kind of like a passport through the title, right?
So whatever cryptids are in the background or they interact with will be a page for them. And there's a little writing for each one, but the more they interact to it, more pages will be released, and you can kind of collect them as you go. Yeah, so it's nice. So the next issue 2, there's going to be something interactive with each one. So the next one in issue 2 is going to be a map, and you'll get, if you want to buy the map, you can get that, and then you can keep track of where the cryptids on it with stickers or marks, whatever you want to do. And then you could go back and you'll see where they are and all that stuff, fun stuff. But in 3 is where the craziness starts. And you can, if you want to, get our apothecary jar kit, which we're making. Inside, which I still have to put together, I'm working on it. There's going to be, you can put your journal, your map, but there's little slots to put the jars. So what happens is, the whole point of the cryptids is she has to get the ingredients. So you'll be able to get the ingredient jars as she gets them. So sometimes there's one, sometimes there's two. I think there's one time that this stream, I'm trying to avoid that. But you can get them. I think they'll probably be like $15 or so. But each one will have a label. It'll have a cork. Inside is the ingredient that she collected. So there's like the Wendigos, the ground horn, Squonk's tears. So there'll be tears in the jar. Bigfoot's fur will have the fur in it, and Mothman, powder will be in it. So the werewolf fang, you'll have a fang in it. So my favorite's a chupacabra claw because it's real claws in there. But you can collect them. They'll have labels. They'll each have a charm that you could either leave it or use it or whatever you want. And then you can collect them in the box. Like she's going to collect them on the back of her horse. She's got all the jars. So it's kind of fun to be able to do that, with her. So that'll be that. So the first 3 issues is setting that up. And then 4 on, they'll be collecting the jars. So it's a lot of fun.
That's
very interactive. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Incredible. There's a sticker right there.
Obviously, you can stick them wherever you want. I'm just saying you can use it as, a sticker book if you want to keep them on the pages or whatever you want to do. So
that's such a good idea, Carissa.
Yeah. I was going to draw the pages myself, and then I thought people probably want to know what it is. So I used the art from my artist.
Why is this stick figure doing just like arms up, arms down, arms out? Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, I drew really well when I was 11 for 1 year, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I have not picked up a pencil for that. What is that? 30 years?
Yeah.
So 35 years. So I went to go draw it. I drew 2 seconds. And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna print it. And then it took me like, oh my God, printing 20 times to get the size right and all and I had to buy the hole puncher. You need the 6-hole puncher. I bought the special paper that looks like journal old paper. So appreciate this, people.
Yeah.
I did sell, I think like 10 I sold like 10 of them so far. I think there's 6 in the tier, and 6 in the tier sold, and a couple on the add-on sold. Which is nice because that hopefully means people want to stick around and read them. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's such a good idea, especially to create engagement. That's what you want with your title, right? So here we go. Here's like cover A, right?
Yeah, it's too tame for me, this cover. It was a gift from my artist and my colorist. I didn't have to pay for it, but I was like, there's no monsters. And they're like, sometimes less is more. It's like, have you met me? But there's my regular cover.
For it in the next one, that's for sure.
Yeah. In the second one, it's him being hanged. So it's a little more. This is from Victor. Amazing cover. He did not leave me any room for titles, but who needs titles anyway? But he did a really good job.
Version covers are so popular too. So this is awesome.
And the next one, no one would ever want a title. So I didn't even bother thinking.
Do not screw this up, Carissa. We know it's you. We know it's your title. Don't mess with this one. I think you'll have a lot of angry people.
Well, can you imagine it comes titled and it's like all over her face, can't see anything, and then
I think if you put it in the middle, people will be even more upset.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit more upsetting. But yeah. So there's different ones you can get. Obviously, there's a lot of metal options. There's glow in the darks, which are so expensive, and it's so risky to put those. I knew his people would buy them, but it's so risky to put it up because it's like the minimum order is $250. Like,
that's a lot.
And it comes with like a couple of them. It's a very low number. So I had to make it so where like 2 would cover it or 1 would, like whatever. But they sold really well. I did different colors, and but if anyone wants it, there's a higher number one so that people can get it. Regular metal one I kept a little low at $49 so people can get it. There's a black light one, which I didn't even think people would want, but I put that in there. So yeah, a lot of people like the metal. I love metal. Metal's gorgeous. I have the metal somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. I have I didn't buy, so to let everyone know about how it works, it's right in front of me, isn't it? Yes. So this is the metal. I'll take it out of the little plastic.
Cool.
So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So anyone that doesn't buy the metal, this is not a reason to not buy the metal, but anyone that doesn't buy the metal gets theirs shipped within 7 days. And then anyone that bought the metals or the glow in the darks, they'll get it shipped within 3 weeks or so, 3-4 weeks. Because I order them as we go because they're so expensive. I don't even know like what I'm going to get. But I will tell you that I'm literally only buying what people bought. So if there's a glow in the dark, I think it's green to green. Right now, only 2 people bought it. If no one else buys it, it'll be literally 2 of 2. So and they're all numbered. Yeah, they're all numbered. So buy what you guys want to buy, and then they'll be numbered when they're done. So yeah, this is I don't print them like I know a lot of my friends print them for cons. I don't do that. So whatever you want, you got to buy it now because it's probably not going to be available again. I mean, I'll buy one for me because I mean it's metal.
Yeah. I know you have to have one.
Yeah, I mean I have to have one. I mean I have so many comics back. I can't wait till my room is built. I'm like, build my house for me. So, yeah. And here are some internal pages.
Yeah, Mateus.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That one actually has a lot of writing, and I usually include it, but I didn't in that one because there's so much writing, and it doesn't block any of the pictures. But I was like, I want them to be surprised when they read it. But here you can see some of the writing. You can see the demons. I like the way the demons have the aura. I was trying to think of something to make it known that they were demons, so we did that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, that was actually thanks to my colorist Fernando, because I wanted black, and he's like, you don't do black, you do purple. Purple's the black in art. And I was like, no, it's not. And he did the black, and the purple's like, purple's the color I want. So there we go. I should have listened to him. Yeah. So here is now some of these, like I said, they're only the background for now, and they interact later. So on this one is a page with Bigfoot, Wendigo, and that is our rat Apollo, which we do, of course, have a plushie for.
100%, you have to, yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is our mini version that we're selling right now. There are bigger versions, but I wanted to get something smaller so people can afford it because these freaking things cost so much. Yeah. I am working on a commercially released Wendigo.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we're working on that. I've gotten, I think I do. I'm sure they're back here somewhere. Oh yeah, hold on.
Yep.
So. Come here. Look at this thing. Yeah, I own too much stuff. So this is awesome. The commercially made Wendigo. Look at his body. It's all,
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's got the little hooves. He's got his hand. So the only thing I'm changing is I'm doing probably the main ones with like the mouth closed with the embroidered. And it's supposed to be black, not brown. So they're working on that. So whoever buys, I have 2 prototypes. Whoever buys one of them, it'll be just one of one. But I think he's awesome, and I'm super excited. Yeah. He's super big. And because my hellhounds are late, I threatened them into getting a sample for free. Because they're usually like $100. So they're doing my Mothman sample. Because I do have, of course, handmade Mothmans coming. They're super adorable, but again, to make them affordable for people, I buy the other one, the commercially made ones. So
yeah,
the life of a collector, I tell you.
Life of a collector, but I mean, you create so many cool things to collect.
Yeah,
look at that. That's awesome,
obsession, man. Yeah, and here's so I don't do stretch goals. I do personal stretch goals. So, because I always thought if someone spends $100, why do they get the same thing that someone that spent $10? And not that I don't mind the $10. I'm just saying you want a little incentive to do more. Yeah, so here's if you spend $50, you get the 1 sticker. If you spend $75, you get 2 stickers. And if you spend $100, you get all 3 stickers.
Nice.
Yeah. And so with our first tier is $5. It's the PDF version. Now you get all 3 covers. I know some people charge more for just take all 3 covers. But I also added in for free Redemption 1 and 2.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. So for $5, you're getting 6 or 5. You're getting 5 PDFs. So yeah.
Yeah, and if they haven't read Redemption, this is a great kind of hook them in. Maybe
I would have just done 1, but we all know Anubis and 2 is the best. So you have to read 2. It's just the way it is. But yeah, you can just kind of scroll through them. These are the covers
we were talking about.
Yeah, so you get the PDFs of whatever you buy plus 1 and 2 of you get the 1 and then 1 and 2 of Redemption. Yeah,
that's a really good deal.
Yeah, and then we have the coloring books, which are also in the add-ons. It also comes with the PNGs and the PDFs, which are very popular. Somebody asked for them once, and I was like, "Yeah, you can have them." Yeah, so they're for sale. Yeah, and then we have Here's Redemption issue 1, so you can have both issue 1s there. I got a couple people that got that.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so here's the journal. Now you can get it here, or you can get it in the add-on. So if there's other things, almost everything that you see you can get as an add-on, except for I think the handmade statues, because I think there's only like one of each or whatever, so they're just here. But yeah, so you can get journals here or there. You can get the cute little rat Apollo there.
That's so cool.
He's also in the add-ons.
That's a really good price.
Yeah. I try to make them affordable for people because
it's incredible. Very affordable.
I know my stuff's here somewhere. So that bookmark is huge, by the way. It could pretty much be like a giant coaster, but it is a cool bookmark. It's embroidered. It's awesome. Then the next one I think is the Wendigo. They're also in add-ons. I think there's only 6 of them. Then there's the Wendigo bookmark. The next one is the entire catch-up tier between Redemption and here. So it's 13 PDFs plus the extra covers. So it's more like 15 something. And for $30. So it's a pretty good deal to get caught up. Yeah. These are the
all the trading cards.
Yeah, the metal trading cards. You can also get them in add-ons. So they don't usually do, but I knew people were going to want Derek too. So I was like, well, I might as well have all of them in there. Yeah. And then the next one, I'm so upset that I didn't know this. You can do variants with this printer for metal. And I didn't know that because my other one had like a minimum of 10. So I was like, I didn't want to, do a minimum of 10. But there is no minimum. So if someone wants the regular cover in metal, they can get it. Or they can get any cover. So from now on, I can any cover you want in metal, I can get it. So that's a lot easier than having to worry about the other thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
These are all, you get all 3 issues, and I sign the regular cover. And of course the PDF. So people like that one too.
For sure.
And of course there's the metal.
There she is.
Best. You can get them as an add-on too, like I said. There's our 3D printing. The pins are freaking phenomenal, by the way.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're 1.75 inches, so they're almost 2 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, look at you. I assume that's your fingers. That's 3.
Yeah.
You pin, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good pin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then here's the Bigfoot one. There is a white version in the add-ons, which is technically for the Yeti, but I put it in there in case someone wants to paint them or something. But both are paintable. They're resin. You can paint them. They're primed. You can just paint them. So
nice.
I just leave them. I think they look good.
Yeah, no, that looks good just like that.
Yeah, he even charged me extra. I was just like, I buy so many 3D printing from him. I was just like, do you have a brown and a white? He's like, I can. And I was like, okay. And the next one is the hardcovers. This is the easiest and cheapest catch-up physical tier, where you just get the 2 hardcovers, you get all the PDFs, and you get issue 1 of Devastation.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I think the rest are pretty much all metal. So I think there's handmade things. So if you want to scroll down to the handmade things, these are the glow in the darks. If you're a collector and you want rare items, the glow in the darks are the rarest. Most of them are sold out. I think that one's still available.
This one right here?
I think 20 is still available. The 5s are out of the tiers. There's I think there's the 1 of 1 sold right away. I think there's 5 of 5. I think there's 2 left in the add-ons if anyone wants it. But you as a collector, you guys go check it out because there's like 6 colors. So if you want to scroll, you can see some of the handmade. There's the plushie. If you guys, there's 1 left. I think there's 1 left. And then here's the black light one. There's like 5 left. There's Bigfoot. Thing's huge. Yeah,
he is huge. You showed us 3 feet.
Look at this foot. Look at that
foot. Well, it's Bigfoot. He should have a pretty long foot.
It's actually a picture of me in the add-ons where I'm holding it, and you can't see any of me. Like, it's pretty much covered completely. So if you go on the add-ons, you'll see my picture. So I think you go 1 more, I think. Yeah. So here's the handmade. There's only one of him. So it's a handmade. I don't even have one, so feel free not to buy him. He's the handmade Bigfoot. There's only going to be one because what we do is, like I said, we make one and then we scan it. And usually I keep it. I think I actually have two of him, but only one like that because my poor artist did. Oh my God, my sculptor. He spent 3 days putting the fur on, and I never told him he had to put the fur on. And then he couldn't scan it because the fur wouldn't translate. So I was like, all right, do another one. So he does another one, and it had no fur. When he scanned it, he was upset. I was like, don't worry about it. No, he spent another 3 days adding the fur into the program on the computer. I was like, are you going to charge me for this? What do you want for this? My house? He goes, no charge. I was like, listen, you have to charge me something. Yeah. So there's one smooth furred Bigfoot right there. The other one's mine. It's all mine. And then if you scroll down, I think I have only one handmade. There are 3 made though. I made one for me, one for my co-writer because the Wendigo is her favorite, and then there's one there. So, and he's gorgeous. Like he's gorgeous. Eyes shine. He's just absolutely gorgeous. So if you want to scroll a little bit more, you could see that one is sold out. So no one look at that. And then the next one is the physical gear, which is everything: hardcovers, redemption, some add-ons, whatever. There is a smaller version of that in the add-ons for 115, and then you could just add the hardcovers. You have to go get hardcover 2.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Which is easy. You know how to add, right? Just go in and change your pledge or whatever. Yeah.
You just go manage your pledge, right? And then add
it's manage your pledge, and then you'll have to scroll down and find it. I think it's at the $29 mark, so just scroll on down until 29, and then it should be there. Make sure you get the second one. I'll know if you don't, I'll fix it. You wouldn't believe how many times I always have issue 1 available, so new people can get it. So in redemption, my regulars just go and buy issue 1, not realize, we're on issue 12, they're buying issue 1, so I just know, it's them again. I just send them 12. So I'm used to it by now, but it's kind of funny. So it looks like I sold like 20 number 1s, and it's like all my regulars. So I'm like, all right. So yeah. So there you go. That's everything. And then there's if you want to
creator, it's incredible. Your Kickstarter
creative merch. What can I say? If you want to scroll real quick, we don't have to go through all of them, but you guys check out the hardcovers. There's the sexy chick from Damnation.
Let
me tell you something. When you're writing the story and you put her in fishnet stockings because she's trying to look like the Huntress, you don't think about it because you weren't planning a comic book, and then the artist comes out with this chick with these these Brazilian hips, and her ass sticking out. But there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So it has, by the way, if you want to check out her ass, you go to Global Comics. I don't know if you've ever been there. Global Comics is a free version of there. It has 15,000 views. And we were voted on last month. We were voted top 3rd most popular creator. All thanks to that ass right there. So if you want to go check out her ass, it is in it's in that there. One. So yeah. Was not intended, by the way. She was going to a Halloween costume, and there's her Halloween costume. But yeah, that is my original artist. Yeah, so that's issue 1. I literally made issue 1. That one right there, lower.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, the next one. So this was my original artist. No, the in between that. You were right the first time.
Oh,
right into the fish there, right there. This was issue 1 of Redemption originally.
Oh, okay.
But I paid $5,000 for it. My artist had abandoned me after the pencil. I had paid it ahead of time for an issue and a half of pencil, ink, color, and lettering, and he abandoned me after he did the penciling. So I had to hire 4 other people to fix it. I didn't like it. It's not bad. People go buy it. It's like $2. You can go see it. I think it's $2. But I did not like it as much. Plus, even though 15 people told me not to bother, I wanted them all to match. So at least issue 1. So I had my new artist redo it. So if you want to see what it was gonna be, there you go. It's issue 1. And
it all worked out.
Yeah. So the next one that you see there, Salvation. The funny part about that is I had finally tracked down my original artist and yelled at him and said, if you don't do me this issue, it's black and white because I was like super fast. Like, if you don't do this one for me, I'm going to, find you in the Philippines and make you pay. So he did do this issue for me, black and white. It's just, it's not going to be continued. It's just if you want to see the what if They ran away that day. That is their what if.
Nice.
Now that story is later on. It got moved to issue series 4. So Salvation is going to be, but it's going to be later. We made it a singular line instead. So it's kind of cool. But yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then you could scroll down. You could buy for this 10 left. I think I only printed out 25. There's 10 left. The original one had 50 printed. There's 10 left. And then issue 1, there's a couple left. And then there's a couple of add-ons and stuff. So make sure to check out the add-ons, people, because there is a ton.
There's a ton.
I no longer launch live on a show because it takes people like 30 minutes to go through. So it looks like nobody's buying it, and it freaks me out. And then 30 minutes come by, and you see, you know. So I no longer do live anymore. But there you go.
It's crazy what you offer, Corrisa.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you, I got made fun of. So I don't know if you know who Travis Gibbs is, but he he told me that you came onto the scene and nobody knew what the hell to think of you. Because you came on like you knew nothing. My first campaign that I actually with the new artist was 3 issues. So like I came out of nowhere with 3 issues done, printed and in hand. And then I haven't stopped since. I could have spread those out, you know. But no, I didn't. So they say you came out of nowhere. You came with merchandise. Who the hell has merchandise? So I got made fun of, you know. And I was like, whatever. And I told everyone, I have merch because I wanted it. Now it's tax deductible. That's why. But now they all come to me. Oh, who's your contacts? Or who's your, where do you get the, who makes, so. Not the rookie anymore, people. Still stupid, but not the rookie anymore. So.
No, you're definitely not a rookie. That's for sure.
No.
When you got 13 issues out, you're not a rookie. Not in the indie world. 13 issues in indie world is like 30 issues at Marvel or DC. That's impressive. Yeah, for sure.
My 2-year anniversary was this past Halloween, so we're into our 3rd year. So
wow,
yeah, it feels like forever though. It feels like forever, and I can't believe it's already 3 years at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's possible, but
incredible.
Yes, you can get the metal tiers. You can get. We have the Anubis coin, and the sticker collection because I was not making a separate one for each one of those. And then there was the sticker and magnets. There's the metal pins. There's metal trading cards, and that is what she uses in the video. She has holy water in them, and she smashes them over people's heads. So that's why I decided to sell those. No other reason. But I will tell you that I originally bought the plastic ones because I wanted to wear them to cons. They messed up and sent me these really thick glass ones. That's why they're only $10, but they are gorgeous, thick glass ones. So yeah.
Wow.
Madness.
Your journal, there it is.
Journal, bookmarks.
The ketchup.
And of course, you get the digital tier, the hardcovers.
Nice.
3D printed plushies from Redemption, plushies from here.
That's crazy.
That's actually lower price than that. I gotta fix that. I don't know why that's there, but it's actually like 65, I think. So
for this one?
Yeah. That's the one that's not an edition. It's limited edition because whatever I don't sell, I'm going to stop there. So 2 are bought. If no one else buys it, it'll be 2 of 2. So if some people want to go there and buy it, and then you might be 5 of 5. There you go. So,
awesome.
Yeah. And then there's the ketchup tier. And then that's it. We survived. And we did it in exactly 1 hour for a Wrangler. Wow. People. Yeah.
Incredible. It'll take me 20 minutes just to scroll to the top here.
Now, he posted links because he's an amazing host, but all you have to do is search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter. You can Google Worthy Chaos. I'm wherever chaos is, it just pops up. So, find me wherever there's chaos.
Corrisa, incredible. Look at this. The madness pops, and Lori say you're on the top pitch. People out there. Yep. For sure. Let me hit stop share here. Well, Corrisa, you are definitely the queen of merch. Your title is awesome. It's so fun. Anybody that's watching, get over to Kickstarter. Once this is done, in fact, let me put the link in the chat right now. Make it easy for everybody. But to get over to Kickstarter now, pick up Devastation, and then if you haven't read Redemption, get in there and get those hardcovers. Super inexpensive for a hardcover, by the way, and you'll be able to catch up really quick. And
yeah, they're like 200 pages. The first one's 222 with 7 issues, and the second one is 200 pages with 5 issues. And after you read the hardcover, read it before issue 13 because you're gonna want to, when 13 comes, you're gonna need it.
Incredible! So, it's beautiful. Yeah, no, it's no joke.
Yeah, and if you order for this one, you should have it before issue 13 launches. So buy it, and then you'll be able to get 13. So yeah, the best. That's the number one.
Love that
before this cover, number one cover. But I sold the most. There's won an award and a couple of awards. So yeah, that's a DC artist, Ken Hunt. He's awesome. So
yeah.
Go read it.
I can't tell you how much I enjoy catching up with you. It's been a little while. I mean, I literally could have you on the podcast every month, the many Kickstarters you have, which I don't mind doing. But congratulations for everything. Well deserved, as hard as you and the rest of the team work. You deserve all the praise.
I appreciate it. I always appreciate you coming on. I love talking to you, and I had a good time. So thank you so much. It's my husband's birthday now, so I'm gonna go torture him. Yeah.
Say happy birthday from all of us, and we'll talk to you. I said thank you so much. Thank you everybody for hanging out today. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.